Hello, how are you doing? I'm so excited to see your smiling faces. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Plan with Rhonda Live. Now, this Plan with Rhonda Live is a little bit different, and I'm trying to see. I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. Here's the live one. I just want to make sure that I can see myself just so that we're live. And when I share my screen here in just a second, I will also want to make sure. This is a little bit different. This is a different from going through the Life at a Glance planner. And the reason being is because, and I can't even believe it, guys, we're in Q2, we're in quarter two. And so I hope that you finished Q1. And I can't even, like, we're 90 days into 2025. And it's not slowing down. I know, like, my Q2 going into it, I've got some personal things. I mean, obviously, like the house and things are happening. My daughter is getting ready to graduate college here in a couple of weeks. I'm going to have two that will have graduated college, and she already has a job. So, hello, like, isn't that amazing? I keep telling her, I'm like, Maggie, you do not even know, girl, like how amazing it is that you already have a job. It's part of one of her classes right now. She's getting credit. She's getting hours, patient hours. And so before she applies to PA school. So welcome. This particular planning session is really all about our 90-day planning. And I like to break it down. I break this down into pictures. I think that it makes it super simple. And so without further ado, I want to do this in about 30 minutes. So you know how much time we've got here on the clock. And I am going to go to, let me share my screen. And you should see the Plan With Me live now. Looks like it's up. And we're going to go ahead and get started. All right. So I call it goal getter. What we're going to talk about specifically today is the 90-day plan. And I'm going to again share this with you in pictures. I'm going to show you how we can take the priority framework. Now, the priority framework can be customized where you are looking at what you do on a day, what you do for the week, what you do for a month, or even what you do for the quarter. All right. I've got some really simple questions that I like using in my planning. And then just a very simple implementation plan. And we're going to get all of this done in 30 minutes or less, right? So let's talk about the goal getter overview. This is probably one of my favorite graphics, because I think that a lot of times I don't want to limit your capacity to set goals. What I want to do is to help you when we set those goals to create tasks that you can implement without overwhelming your ability to complete all of the work you're already doing. And if I can help you do that, then you are going to see progress faster. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to work more. You're going to see the progress that you want to see, which is going to give you all of the feels, all of the dopamine, and it's going to encourage you. I think a lot of times when we start new projects or we try to start a new goal, we're in it for a little bit and we don't see the progress that we want, and we distract ourselves with shiny objects. And so what I want us to do here, and the questions that I'm going to ask, are very focused so you can find the control that you're looking for, the clarity that you're looking for, and the confidence. And so that you can shut your laptop. You can confidently shut your laptop at the end of the day, because you're never going to get all of that work done in a day. It's going to be there for you tomorrow. And go off and live your life and do the things that you love to do. I am just coming back. It was a very impromptu trip. I went to visit my son in Virginia. I left on Friday and I just got back yesterday. And I was able, of course, to take my business, my computer, my laptop in my backpack, and I did some work. But more importantly, like, I was present with my son. And we saw the cherry blossoms in DC. We had amazing food the whole time we were there. We moved him into his new apartment. So it was a lot of fun. But in order to do that, to have the clarity, the confidence, and the direction and things that I know, so I can confidently shut that laptop, this is the process that I implement. And so it is no more complicated than one big, three little, right? Your one big goal is that 90-day kind of umbrella, that overarching goal, right? The little goals I want you to think about are 30-day sprints. All right. So those are the things that we complete within 30 days that support the big goal. And when we know what we're doing for a 30-day period, then we break it down week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. And I love how this whole thing works out. So we have the one little goal, we've got 4 weeks, and a work week is a 4-day work week. I find a lot of time when I work with my members is that they're working 5, 6, 7 days a week. A lot of times, if they are working 5 days, it's that half day on Friday. I'm like, well, why don't we just take those half day tasks on Friday and spread them out throughout the week? So now we're working a 4-day work week. And I'm not talking 12 hours. I'm talking your 6, 8-hour work day for a 4-day week. All right. And so we've got, again, the one big, 3 little. So these are 30-day increments. So we're right here in April, right? And now I'm going to break down into 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. And the reason why this system works is that I'm doing one little thing each and every day while I'm still completing all of the other tasks, and life is still lifing, right? So, how do we determine what our 90-day goal is? I find that in our business, whether we're creating content, whether we are figuring out what we're focusing our time and attention on, when we ask ourselves simple questions, we don't overcomplicate the response. A lot of times when we come up with an idea, I call it like your shoulders or your earrings, like it feels very stressed. And it still feels very overwhelming. And to ask the question, what would it look like if it was simple? It's almost like this immediate exhale and this relaxation. Well, blah, 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 blah. Why do we discount the simple? It's almost like if it's simple, it's wrong. I need to go through pain. It needs to be very convoluted, very complicated in order for it to work. Throughout my 20 years of running a business, the simple has won every single time. And the reason why simple works every single time is because the simple allows you to juggle what life throws at you each and every day. All right. So let's take a look at what and how to determine the 90-day goal. And this is a little bit about feeling, but this is also kind of baggage that we take into our quarterly planning. What is one thing? And you notice this is in red. I didn't say 3. One thing you will finish at the end of 90 days that will make you feel amazing. So I want you to notice a couple of things about this question. What is number 1? It's 1. Don't give me a laundry list. You will. So my son, he goes to a military school. He and Maggie go to a military school. And every semester they go through boards. And what these boards are, they're TAC officers and they're officers in the Corps. And they are asking the student questions because they're going after a position. And I've shared with you, and if you haven't been here when I've shared, he recently went through a board earlier this spring, and he did not get it. He did not get the position that he originally wanted to go after. And I was like, well, I mean, I was disappointed. He was really disappointed. And I was like, okay, let's evaluate, like, what do we think went wrong? And so he got some feedback. And part of that feedback was around not being confident. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are we talking about Thomas Melogy? Because Thomas Melogy is the chillest, chill, confident guy that I know. And he's had leadership positions, right? How do we grow as a leader? We're in leadership positions. And so I said, okay, So let's go through how you answered some of the questions. And he started going through, and I asked my daughter, who also got the feedback, right? And he started sharing with me how he was answering how he was answering the questions. And when I heard both his feedback and Maggie's feedback, I knew exactly what the problem was. And what I always call this your area of opportunity. And so here I say, what's one thing that would, like, if you could finish, what is one thing that you will? We're using active verbs. You will, not you could or you would at the end of 90 days that would make you feel amazing. And you may think that, Rhonda, that's silly. Okay, well, he did another board, and guess what? We just switched the would and could to I will. You are putting yourself in the position that at the end of 90 days, this will make me feel amazing. It is a mindset shift. And mindset is a big part of what it is we do. And now we are visualizing ourselves at the end of 90 days. This will make me feel, excuse me, amazing. Big shift. Oh, and he got the position that he went after. So when I was sharing that, I was like, I got to wrap that thing up. So, like that transition is a big transition. And now moving forward, any board that he does, which is such an amazing prep for them to go out and actually do job interviews, he is now putting himself in the position, the leadership position. And you, as the CEO of your company, are the leader, right? So answer the question. What's one thing, not a laundry list, you will finish at the end of 90 days that will make you feel amazing? And it's funny, inside of the membership, like going through, and when I'm one-on-one with folks and I have them answer this question, I see them relax. I see people take an exhale because they know in their heart what that one thing is. It's not a trendy or a shiny strategy. It's not this made up number that really is unrealistic and sets them up for failure. It really is the one heartfelt thing that at the end of 90 days, that's the thing. And so based on that, how then do we accomplish that 90-day goal? Well, we break down the one big into 3 smaller goals. And those 3 smaller goals are your 30-day sprint. So it's almost asking that simple question again. What's one thing you could do this month that would, oh, did you see what I did right there? I did it on purpose. That will help you reach your big goal. So instead of floundering around, whatever our goal is here, what is one thing that you can do this month that we now break down into step by step, week by week, right? And this is where we come up with a priority framework. And the priority framework it's literally that signature 10-minute planning system. Again, you can customize this system. It can be like, today is a hot mess. I remember at the beginning of homeschooling, I'd come in the kitchen. It felt like I was just turning around in circles. The sink was full. The kids needed to learn. The house was a mess. I was just drinking my coffee still in my jammies. And I'd look up and it's 12 o'clock. And I'm like, we've accomplished nothing. And so it's that daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly 10-minute planning system to really identify real task to accomplish the goal. Real task, always the underlying result is a revenue generating activity, meaning if I do this, it will result in revenue. And I say this because, and we're going to go through the priority framework and I'm going to show you what it is. And I'm going to show you an example of it. in the beginning, long time ago, when I transitioned online, I wrote a lot of blog articles, and they were like a lot of how to's. And I would write the article, I would do all of the pictures, I'd create the pin, I'd post on Pinterest, I'd post on social media, I'd have the opt in. And boy, did I feel accomplished if I could finish several of those and schedule those out. While I was having a productive day, was very excited, crossed a lot of those tasks off my list. My husband came home, and before you like call that baby ugly, he's my biggest fan. He said, "That's so great. I'm so excited, basically, that you feel like you've had a productive day. How much money have you made?" And it blew apart all of that productivity. And so when I talk about identifying real tasks, those are tasks that move the needle towards revenue inside of your business. And it is the simplest planning system it is ever out there. It literally is sticky notes, a marker, a good Sharpie. I love myself a good Sharpie, and a 10-minute timer. And when you set that timer down, it's almost all of that download. And so if we're thinking about, in this sense, what's one thing that you could do this month, and I'm just going to on here. I'm not going to go. I think I can edit. No, hold on. Format. I think I can do it. Text. Here we go. I'm going to strike through. We're going to do it right here. Will help you reach your big goal. And so we want to download all of these different tasks that would help you reach the 90-day goal. Now, you don't have to reach the 90-day goal in 30. We're just going to identify right here, that first 30, right? And so it's the download. Nothing is, off. Like, just sit there and download all of the things. And there is a right way and a wrong way if you are using the tools that you have around the house. When you're using sticky note, the idea here is that you put one task per sticky. A sticky is not meant to have a laundry list of 10 things for each sticky, because it almost interrupts the pattern. And so it's almost like, hey, Sari, set a 10-minute timer. You've got the sticky notes, you've got your marker. It's such an amazing tool, and it's one thing. So it could be, let's just take a look, because inside the membership, I have it's called Profit Picks. And this is what it looks like. Let me expand it here so you can see it. These look like little sticky notes. And you're like, well, Rhonda, I'm going to need more space. Make another copy. Typically what I find is around 6 to 7 minutes, you're really grasping for straws and you're really reaching for things. These are things that maybe you've heard on a podcast that sound like a really good idea, or maybe something that you've wanted to do for 6 months and you're just pulling it in because you feel like you've got to fill up all of these different sticky notes, right? So at the end of the 10-minute timer, put the pen down, like it's over, we're done. Then we pick the 3 things, right, that if I do this, will result in this. And it literally is, this will help you to define and support the goal that you have for this month in order to reach the 90-day goal. Now, the beautiful thing about this is, and I'm going to show you my sample here in just a second, is these 3 things, they go on the pick list. And this is the beginning of you creating an SOP. It's a really sneaky way. It's a sneaky way, but it's an easy way. And I love doing this. I love baking this into your planning. And if you're part of the membership, you have access to this inside of Life at a Glance Planner, right? And so, for example, this task here, we'll put it here. And then how do we complete the task? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we can start to take this pick list, and I don't have to do all 12 things tomorrow. I don't have to do these 12 things this week. I literally could spread this out across the month. You customize the system to work for you. It is a very, very simple planning system. So let's go and we'll take a look. Here's Profit Picks. I do what's called a fillable planner. And so all of our PDFs, you can literally type on the computer and save them, and then you can print them out. Or you can save them on the computer and you can go back and change. So these are all the things: simple social sales page, weekly email, top of funnel milestone content, scaling ad SOP, Q2 challenge, mini chat workflow, add never videos to BCC sales page. So these are all things that I'm sitting there, and when I start to feel very overwhelmed, where do I go? What do I do? I'm downloading, 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 downloading. And so, literally, when I think about my 3 profit picks, one of the most important was scaling my scaling ad SOP. So, I run my own ads dashboard. For me, a 90-day goal is that I have, through my funnel, I am just getting members daily. My goal is 100 members a month and without launches. And so all of that then is supported with my ads. Well, if that's the case, then I need to scale my ads. So what am I doing with scaling ads? Well, I'm working with Laura Portier. So work with her one-on-one. And then I work with Victor Vento. I've worked with him for the past 6 months. And what's important and would move the needle in a month, and it literally has taken a month, is understanding and implementing the scaling ad SOP. So that would be one thing that I do in order to accomplish the 90-day goal, where I'm consistently bringing in 100 new members a month. This is critical to that. Another thing, the AI companion. So I am creating an AI agent. One, I'm going to use it inside of my membership, but I'm also creating an AI agent that will take basically my brain. And so I'm training it, I'm seasoning it, I'm putting all of my content in it, and it will help my members to break down this process very easily. Whether it's a 90-day, whether it's a 30-day, what do I need to do today? Here are the things I've got on my plate, and break it down based on my teaching. And then if they need to have those resources, then it will go and say, well, you need to look at Dream Customer, or the Customer Journey Challenge would be really good for you. This is what I recommend. And so it's a very interactive tool. It's something that we're adding on the back end of the membership. And then I'm working on a client, a really big system build. And so all of these things, this is the brain dump, right? This is the question. What are my 3 revenue generating activities? If I do this, it will result in money. Very focused. I could do all of these in a month. It could be the one thing that would support the 90-day goal. Or I could break it down and say, you know what? What ended up happening is the scaling ad SOP. This literally, it took 30 days. And so in the beginning, go back. It was my husband. In the beginning, I thought, oh, this is going to be super simple. Don't we all think that? And it's literally taken me a month to really get comfortable in looking at an angle, copy, creative, here are my winning audiences, scheduling it, here's the budget that works, and letting it run. And then when we get the winners, then I do the next step and the next step. And yet with scaling, because I've been busy with the first 2 steps. Okay. Here is a big, huge step that I'm going to say 99% of entrepreneurs, and they don't get until they're launching, and then they start doing this evaluation. Monthly questions. The reason being is we have what I would say is we've got a goal, and we just sail right past it. Inside of the membership on the 25th of the month, we release monthly planning assets. The planner has systems baked into it. Of course it does. Accountability is a really simple visual system for you to be accountable to complete tasks. the monthly questions, this is critical. Number one, it helps you to customize the plan for your business for the following month. So when we are looking at, I'm just going to go to this picture. Let me go back up here. So at the end here, at the end of the fourth week, it's going to be on the 25th. I'm going to get a new set of questions. Did you reach it? If yes, what did you learn? If no, and then I have several questions that I ask. Based on how you respond, now you have the opportunity to customize the plan moving forward for, guess what? The next month. And then the next month. All of these wins that you get, and you will have wins throughout the month, they work together to streamline everything so that you reach this goal, the one big goal. So again, your one big goal, like what will make you feel amazing at the end of 90 days? That is the goal. What is the one thing that you will do to support this goal? And then we break this down using priority framework. We break it down into weekly, into daily task. So weekly and daily task. At the end, we evaluate. What was your goal? Did you achieve it? This is the other thing that the reason why this works so well, it's a very visual process. I know after homeschooling for 15 years, graduating all 4 kids, we all learn differently. We process pictures 60,000 times faster, meaning anything that we write down on a page, we process quicker. If we are keeping everything in our head, and I will say I'm advanced maternal age. As a younger mother, yeah, I could juggle all the things. It still made me exhausted. Now, so instead of carrying all of that weight around with you, map it out. The goals that you are writing down right now, you want to be able to break them down into weekly and daily tasks so it doesn't overwhelm your ability to do the work. Stop. I started as a 10-minute timer. The ability to complete the work that you're. That's why we really never accomplish new goals. Number one, they're too big. Number two, we're already so busy. So how can anything else? And so we're setting ourselves up for failure because when we don't achieve, maybe I'll go for that. When we don't achieve that, it almost kind of, it dulls us, it depresses us. And so we become less excited about our business. We become less excited about starting something new. And we almost, in some cases, can go to the cynical side of things, which is not a good place to go. So when we look at implementation, number one, it's a 90-day plan. The 90-day plan is the one big, 3 little. What will I accomplish at the end of 90 days? Each 30-day sprint is the task that you're completing that supports the 90-day goal. You can use the priority framework. The priority framework will help you identify both the big goal, and it can help you identify the 3 smaller goals. And it can also help you spell out all of the little things that you're going to do in those 30 days. Now we're going to take that information, and in order to really implement it, guys, you got to add it to your planner, whether you're in the membership or not. I know right below this video, there is a link that goes to the membership page for you to find out more information, exactly everything that's included. Add it to your planner. See it, touch it, feel it, and then implement. And the biggest thing that I can share with you here at the end is to evaluate. These are all of the things. These are big levers that you can pull that are going to help you see progress faster. And they're also going to help you streamline your business so that you avoid burnout, that you avoid overwhelm. one of the things, if you do click that button, let me go back over here and I'm going to stop, is what was I trying to say? Because I was doing like 10 things at one time and I stopped the share in the middle of all of that. Avoid overwhelm. Oh, what is this phrase? It's like swimming in task and you're starving for time. Swimming in task and starving for time and never feel like you can catch up. I remember at some point when I was up here, I was doing lives, I was working a lot, homeschooling, Daniel being deployed. I remember holding up my finger, like somebody would come up and it just take me a second. It'll just take me a second. And my kids started calling me on it. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And I realized what I was doing. I always use that as kind of like a North Star, like where do you want to focus that limited time and attention? And as I was with my older son this past week, in meeting the Airbnb people, we met his new landlord. I was like, yeah, any excuse to go spend time with my kids, I will do it. I will do it. And so I love what I do. I love carving out space for myself. I love helping other business owners organize their business. I love doing that. And that is my little space that I've carved out. That is what I love to do. But I also love shutting my computer so that I can spend more time with my friends and with my family, especially since Daniel and I are empty nesters now. So let me see, where do I find this to print? Hey, Carolyn, it's inside of the membership. So if you are not a member, definitely, like there's a link right below this video. You can find more information. We have both monthly and annual plans, whatever works for your budget. And the priority framework is right there on the homepage. Here's the thing about joining the membership is that I have you go through the first 4 core systems that I feel like are must have. Like all members go through that first, which is number 1, priority framework. Then we do easy peasy SOP, and then we do daily routines and then evaluation. And so it's the first step that you do. It's like a big red, like a welcome. There's a big red button and you click it and you download and you get started. Rhonda, is 4-day work week included on your business? I'm trying to see if 4-day work week should include working in and on my business. It is in and on. Like when I did, so that's a great question. And thank you for that. You saw the 4-day. I like working a 3-day. So my husband is off on Mondays. And with the house being the way it is right now, we do stuff together on Mondays. And so the only thing that I do business related on Monday, because it's out of my control, is I have an ads call. And so I'm on with Victor at, I think, 3:00. And I always make those calls. Even when I travel, I make those calls. And so that's the only business related thing that I do on Mondays. And what I started to see, so I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. What I started to see where things were starting to feel a little heavy. And so I would let things kind of fall into Friday. And then Friday would go until like 3 or 4. And I'm like, hold on. That is Parkinson's law. Work will expand to fill the time you give it. And this week's episode here on YouTube, I'm talking about the back up against the wall deadlines. And so when I started to see that things were creeping into Friday, I'm like, no. And so I used to do things on Thursday. I moved those deadlines to Wednesdays just so I would make sure that those tasks were completed. I am just like, I try to be so laser focused on completing tasks during the week and specifically what it is that I need to work on. And that 10-minute planning system is the easiest way that when I start to feel heavy here and I'm like, oh, what should I do? Where should I be going? Everything feels like crazy. It keeps me so focused. Like my daily 3, that is like what I do. And if something happens and I can't get the 3 things done, I'm okay with that. I can do a little bit more the next day, but I never go, oh, let me do 10 things in a day. So, I will launch my membership. That's awesome. That is so exciting. Like, we could have a whole conversation about memberships. I think a lot of people and a lot of, I'll just say a lot of, uh, program owners, they talk a lot about launching memberships where I don't think that there's enough information. And this is like for me, so I'm voicing this here on the live, is that there needs to be more information about what happens once the membership is launched. Whether it's a $10 a month membership, $100, $500 a month membership. I have very specific systems, both for onboarding and then what happens each and every month inside of the dashboard, how it's laid out, the assets that we share each and every month, how we do lives, like all of that, like we need to do a session on that. And so I will definitely put that on the calendar, but I am so excited for you to launch your membership. How do you stop the urge to tackle all that you listed when you do the download? Because I've tried to attempt to complete all of those things and it leads to burnout. It leads to me working all of the time. And when I feel like when I'm working all the time and I'm not seeing the progress, I get frustrated. I get angry with myself. I get upset. And I mean, you're just exhausted. It's overwhelm. You're tired. And that doesn't just impact you, it impacts your friends. It impacts your family. Like you feel like you can't get up, you're not going to get everything done. It's going to be there for you the next day. Trust me, it will be. But one thing that I can tell you in the download, asking yourself the question, what are my 3 money making activities? There is a filter there. There is so much clarity there. And it could be like one of your, this was me, and we focused a lot on this, your customer onboarding system. Like if you're getting questions in your inbox and you're spending a lot of time in your inbox and people are questioning how to do something, if it's clear to you, great. It's clear as mud to them. So that's an area of opportunity, and that is a money-making activity. Why is your customer onboarding a money-making activity? Because if you let them know what to expect, then everybody's on the same page. If you let them know we are a team together, and if something's not working right, just please let us know, then it is more of a conversation. And that is the way it feels in the inbox. And those inbox messages helps you create a better customer journey. When you have a better customer journey, then there is a trust that is implied. There is an expectation. This is how I run my business. There are so many businesses that are out there that are just not, I mean, we've all bought them, right? We have all bought those things that we bought it and we're like, dang it, they got me. They got me with their marketing, right? And I'm like, that's never going to happen again. And it always does. Focusing on the customer journey, which is this month's challenge inside the membership, focusing on that customer journey specifically, onboarding, that is 100% a revenue generating activity. Talking about your membership, if people know that they're a part of the process, if people know that you are there to support them, if people know that that's not clear, let me update that. It's not something that you're just selling over and over and over again, that you are a part of the team to make them successful and get what it is that they want, accomplish what it is they want. It's a customer for life. And that is an expectation that I have for myself. It's an expectation that I have for my company. And so really, really, really important. Membership info. Yes. Hey, Rhonda. Awesome. Thank you. I'm an all-in member. Yay. Yes. That would be amazing. Can't wait because I'm terrified. No, don't be terrified. I have had a couple of different memberships over the years. And so I am just, I love memberships. I love them because it's an on-demand experience. And I know, just like last week, at the beginning of the week on Monday, I did not know that I was going to Washington. I didn't know until Tuesday. On Tuesday, I'm like, oh, I'm leaving on Friday for Washington. And so life happens. And when we join programs, they're very defined. Like, here is when I'm going to do the coaching call. You've got access to the program for XYZ. And I think a membership allows for life flexibility. And so if things are organized and the information that you share on a monthly basis, like you renew that, I feel like right now we're just finding our flow, and I am super, 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 super excited about it. So you guys have asked some great questions today. We've gone a little bit longer, but I'm loving it. So thank you so much for taking your most valuable asset, which is your time. Like, I want you to start thinking like that, and use this planning system, guys. The priority framework, it's like core. It is core to what I do. The one big, three little, and using that priority framework over and over again, it's going to feel a little clunky the first couple of times you do it. I mean, that's anything, right? But I don't think I could have made anything easier than a sticky note, a good marker, and a 10-minute timer. Now you customize it for yourself. And the key is based on your results, you have to put them in the planner and you have to implement. Let that be your guide. Let that be your direction. And I know in the beginning, like sometimes people will, they'll do more, and they'll overwhelm themselves. So pull back. I know how hard it is to do less, but what I try to help you do by doing less, you can stay consistent. And if you can be consistent, hands down, you're going to win. Thank you. Thank you. I'm in the membership. I've been buffering by consuming tons of valuable content in the portal instead of working on my business. Buffering by consuming tons of valuable content in the portal instead of working on my business. Okay, so Samarine, I got you, girl, because you messaged. So here's one more thing. This is the last thing that we're going to talk about, because guys, use this. Help me, Rhonda. All right. So as a systems person, it is literally a button on the page and you click it. And I have used this particular system in a lot of different ways, but I love answering your questions. And I literally walk you through step by step. And most people, I have not had I've not had anyone video, everybody text. So just so you know, and I answer your question on demand and it goes straight to your inbox. We're taking all of those questions and we're doing an AI companion to that as well. So you can search the AI companion for all of the answers, but I still want to answer those questions. But that helped me, Rhonda. Again, it's your most valuable asset. I don't want you to come to a session and then have to wait till next week. So if something comes up, hit me up, help me, Rhonda, and let me answer that question so you can continue to build on all of that momentum. Thank you. I need to work on the planning and implementation because I feel like I'm doing more and more of not getting anything done. I have to dive in the portal more. So let's just start at the very top. It's your success path. It's the 4 core systems: priority framework, easy peasy SOP, your daily routine, and the evaluation. Those are the 4 things. And literally, it's like you watch a video and you implement just that one thing all week, because I know you're doing all the other things. Don't try to do everything in that week. Just do the one thing, because I want you to get comfortable with that. When you get through those first 4 weeks, hands down, like you're ready to go, because at the end, the last thing that I shared with you is evaluation. And sharing with you evaluation, we should be near the end of the month, right? And now you can start with the planner, and it will allow you then, if you've got questions, hey, Rhonda, I need help with XYZ. Where do I go? Rhonda, what do you think about XYZ and the dream customer? That niche hacking workshop, hands down, my most popular, my most favorite ever workshop. So make sure you watch that. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Rhonda. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and pop out. If you need anything else, hit me up on Help Me Rhonda. And we're back here. So we're going to start doing Wednesday live sessions. And so we'll be back here next week. We're going to drill down a little bit. Here's how the scheduling is going to go. So I've already given the challenge of the month, which is the customer journey challenge. So typically, just so you know and kind of feel what that rhythm and routine is. So the first week will be the Plan With Me Live. This is a little bit different because we're talking quarterly planning. Then the second week will be about the challenge. I've already given you the challenge, right? So what we're going to do is then the rest of the month on Wednesday, I dive deeper into one particular section of the challenge. Okay. And then the assets come out on the 25th and we start planning all over again at the very beginning of the month. Then we have a challenge and then we go deeper and then the assets come out. It is a cycle. And it is that boring but beautiful business routine that we need to get, and that will streamline your business operations. I was late. Is there a replay? Hey, Kim, so good to see you. Yeah, so I think as soon as this is done, you can watch the replay. That's why I'm doing everything here over on YouTube. All right. So thank you guys so much. So excited to hear about all of those 90-day plans. And if you need me, definitely inside the membership area, go ahead and click Help Me Rhonda. Yeah. So Kim, yeah. So it's just the 90-day planning session. And again, you should be able to watch it as soon as I hit end screen. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Have a great day.